Yo, I'm Khalid,
I'm Narika.
and this is
The Bench World Cup edition. What's up, fam?
my
World Cup.
yeah.
World Cup season. Are you in it now?
We are. What's it like? Fourth, fifth, sixth match, like 4 matches a day, 3 matches after that first game
Are you
week.
feeling
So
it though? Like, are you
it's there. Some big results, some big upsets.
some very big upsets?
Yeah, some mad results of this World Cup. You know, people are starting to. I feel like everybody initially when it started it was a bit, and then now like after like 1 or 2 games,
I don't want
everybody's
to miss the game.
like you know. So
I don't care who's playing.
yeah, we're in it. We're in it.
And because of the results, some big results that we've seen,
Yeah,
I feel like this is the World Cup for an African team
to actually win it.
to do the things. And one of the African teams who had their first game in the World Cup and potentially is like on the way to being like they might be in a golden era.
Yeah.
I think they're like in the beginning of a golden era, right? If it's not this World Cup, it might be the next one. We definitely expect a result in the next African Cup of Nations. And that is Morocco. Do you know I was in Morocco once?
You were.
Like on a day like this.
Narika does not allow us to forget.
I was sitting in Morocco.
Okay.
Also, I think like all the Moroccan people that I met
Yeah.
expect me to want Morocco to win.
Oh, because you were there for like a month.
Because I was in Morocco.
So all of a sudden now you're honorary Moroccan.
Yes. From Morocco.
Okay.
But Morocco in the World Cup.
Yes, they are.
They are in a relatively tough group. Okay, so Morocco's in Group F with Belgium, Canada, and Croatia. And the first game that they played was against Croatia.
Tough.
Tough group?
Tough group. I mean, you got Belgium who have been dark horses for like the past like 10 years.
Finished third in the last World Cup.
Right, you know, so they are ones who are always labeled as the dark horses, but like never live up to the hype necessarily. You know, you got the big stars like Lukaku, De Bruyne, Hazard and such. Croatia, World Cup finalists in the last World Cup, so that's also pedigree there that you got to contest with. Canada, I think you want to talk about golden eras. They are like
in a golden era,
approaching it, and on that, like also they got players like Jonathan David, Alphonso Davies, you know, coming through. So players who play at big European clubs, you know, making performances on the European stage. They also kind of there now, you know, similar to like how USA were, but then also Morocco again.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like we can speak about like Canada. We even speak about Croatia and Belgium and how they have these big star players in these big European clubs. Yeah. But you could say the same thing about the Atlas Lions, called Atlas Lions because there's actual lions in the Atlas Mountains. Yeah. That's why they call the Atlas Lions. So Morocco qualified for this year's 2022 Qatar FIFA World Cup by topping their qualifying group. So it's pretty much easy game. You know, they changed their coach out. They got a new coach.
Damn.
I think their new coach was, and all the Moroccans can come for me in the comments, but if I remember this correctly, he was the coach of Raja Casablanca. You know, Raja was out there winning things.
Yeah, we watched him play actually also in the CAF Champions League.
Yeah.
We watched Amazulu play.
I'm pretty sure he coached the Moroccan team, and I think it was Raja Casablanca.
If we are wrong, correct us in the comments.
Shout at me in the comments. But the coach before him had left out Starboy Ziyech. Yeah,
there was that. I remember in the AFCON, we spoke about the teams and who they selected, and there was a kind of like friction between the two. He was left out. He posted on social media. It was like, you know what, at the end of the day, I still support Morocco, blah, 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 beef. But now he's back in the team.
Yes, new coach brought Top Boy back in the mix. I feel like there's pressure now because he was left out, threw a tantrum. Now you're back. Now you need to perform, my guy. Also, another big name in the team is Hakimi.
Achraf Hakimi has been a big name in world football for like the past 5 years
100%.
So that's expected. So you talk about big players at big clubs. Ziyech plays at Chelsea. Hakimi is playing at PSG. So
yeah. Also, fun fact: that time when I was in Morocco, they have Hakimi's face everywhere on every billboard.
Starboy.
They see his face.
Starboy.
Not Ziyech's face, but I think that was because he was ousted out of it. But then Hakimi.
But also Hakimi is like much younger. I think Ziyech is 30 this year. Hakimi is 24, 23, and you know he's playing in one of the biggest clubs in the world. So he's been like up there, you know, for a number of years now. So if like all hopes kind of mad to say your hopes lie on like a right back, for your World Cup.
Your
But
right back gonna score 20 goals.
He's one of the main players that can score and create chances, So it's kind of mad.
Hakimi playing in that right back, and they have experience in their goalkeeper, Yassine Benu. So, interesting fact about him, he's just been up. Like, he's in his 30s, early 30s, if I'm not mistaken. But he finished off his 2021-2022 La Liga season winning the Ricardo Zamora Trophy, which is only awarded to goalkeepers that have the lowest ratio of goals conceded per game over the campaign.
Basically the best goalkeeper in the league.
0.77%.
Basically the best goalkeeper in the league. I think he's playing out Sevilla, right?
Yeah,
there was
like decent names in this Moroccan
decent team. I remember watching him. Like, United fans know a lot about Sevilla and especially Yassine Bounou, given the Champions League and they were up against him. So it's kind of tough watching him, now, but like, give him his props. No, like, I remember, especially I spoke about other players in FIFA. Big guy used to play out there in France, made the move to La Liga. I think he also tried to come to the Premier League, if I am correct. I was either West Ham or Southampton that signed him. He didn't start a single game for those clubs. And then went back to La Liga, and then all of a sudden now is like the best goalkeeper in La Liga, leading a Moroccan team. You know what I mean? So it's tough.
So now you look at this Moroccan squad, and like we spoke about Senegal.
Yeah.
We've released an episode about Tunisia. Yeah. So Senegal have big names. Tunisia not as big names. Yeah. But I think of all the African teams in this World Cup, Morocco has like the biggest names.
The biggest name. I think Morocco, like we spoke about Tunisia always being at a World Cup, and they never do the best, but they're always there, right?
Yeah.
But I think every World Cup, bar like the most like past two ones, right? Senegal had like decent like squad members, Koulibaly, Mane and such, right? But I think Morocco, every World Cup, have like star boys in the squad. Like there's always somebody playing like a Madrid, Barca, Chelsea, us, like, at a big European club, it's like one of the main players of the club. So every World Cup that they do go into, it's like
I think
you expect them to make it out the group.
But I think this is their golden era. Well, they're in the beginning of the golden era. I think so. There's a lot of youth in the team as well. There's a lot of potential. So the 2022 FIFA Qatar World Cup is their 6th World Cup, and it is the first time they're going back to back in World Cups. So they were in Russia in 2018, and they go back to back now in Qatar in 2022. They didn't get out of the group in Russia,
but I feel like
they were in a tough group though.
They were in a tough group again, just like the one they're in now. But also, if you looked at the performances, I remember that 2018 World Cup like very distinctly, and like watching Morocco play, I was like, they probably one of the most unlucky sides to not make it out, because they literally dominated games or lost like 1-0 or like 2-1 or like drew. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's tough groups, it's tough results for them to take, and I feel like now you're going up against other teams like Croatia, kind of fairly old, right?
Yes.
They're past their prime.
They're at the end of the prime.
You know what I mean? You got a Spain side that's like rebuilding. They're not dominating world football.
No, Belgium.
Oh, a Belgian side that's like also towards the end of their golden era, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's like 20, 29, 30, early 30s, right? And then Canada was like unproven, right?
Yeah.
So
no one knows what you're getting.
No one really knows what you're getting with Canada. Both other European nations are
like they've had their time.
Had their time in the sun,
So it could be Morocco's time to shine.
It could be Morocco's time to shine.
So that's very interesting. So in Mexico 1986, that was the best performance Morocco as a nation has had in the World Cup. Yeah. They went up to the round of 16. But it is kind of set up for, because the results we've been seeing so far, anything can happen. We could see Morocco do better than they did in Mexico, 1986. So their first game was up against Croatia, who were the 2018 runners-up in Russia. The game ended 0-0, which people have been saying it's a good result for Morocco. But personally, I anticipated a win.
I also thought they'd like get a win, probably against like a weaker Croatia team. But like from the general consensus, especially like on Twitter and such, I feel like people felt like the Moroccan team underperformed. like especially like the stars like Ziyech and such. Like I feel like they expected him to come out, get results, big chances and such, but it was just like it's a draw, it's a no. Like fans expected more from this game, given like the stars
100%.
on both ends, but like especially Moroccan fans wanted more. They wanted more from players who got brought back into the starting 11s and the squad. So like
I think watching looking at the going from the squad lineup to watching the game, it looked like Croatia were doing the best that they could do on the day.
Yeah.
And it seemed like Morocco, do you know when you used to write exams at school, right? You would have the kid that would study hard and then come to the exam and pass and do well. Croatia, in this case. Then you'd have the kid who didn't study. They're still passing, but if you studied, my guy.
Just that bit more.
If you just studied. If you just went home and was like, let me just study.
You could be ducks.
Topping the class.
You could be gay.
That could have been Morocco. Like that was, from my perspective, that's what I wanted in this opening game. This is what I wanted from Morocco.
I thought she was going to say that's what she wanted for herself.
That's what I wanted for Morocco. But the game did end another goalless draw. I think it's the second one now in the World Cup so far. And when we look at the stats, it was an equal game. Like both teams had 7 shots on goal, and both teams had only 2 shots on target. So it seemed evenly matched. But I just think there's more to this Moroccan team. And with 2 games left, we want more.
Like weirdly enough, now I'm just thinking about it now, that Moroccan game was played at 3 p.m., right? And then the other game yesterday, I think that was also played at 3 p.m. was that Denmark game, right? And that also finished 0-0. So it's kind of, I feel like
3 p.m. is not the slot.
Yeah, that best time to play is like at 12 p.m. kickoff. You're gonna get like an insane result, and then like the later kickoffs, you're gonna get an insane result. But like that middle, like 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. kickoff, it's like players are just there, hey, bang it out, like it's just graph, like no, whatever, point gain. Move on to the next one.
Like when you're at work and you're waiting.
Yeah, like, they're not concentrating on, like, the actual football.
Like you've had a half a day, but now you're waiting for the end of the day, but you're in that weird twilight zone. That's a fair, I feel like it's a weird one.
Someone should look into that and be like, something's a bit off over there.
So, equal game against Croatia. I think Moroccan fans and, like, people from Africa wanted more, but a fair result. It's not a loss. They picked up a point. That's a point gained for Morocco in a very tough, not tough, maybe challenging group. And that's a point they take forward into the next game against Belgium, who finished 3rd in Russia in the 2018 World Cup. And I think going into that Belgian game, we're expecting goals.
I'm expecting a Moroccan win.
I
think Belgium, they've been like ranked number 1. They're not currently ranked number 1. I think it's Brazil, but like over the past 5 years, they were ranked number 1, in the world. But like it was based off like friendlies and like Nations League and like weird results. And now you got players like, as we spoke about, the players are old. I mean, their star boy Eden Hazard came out and said that he's not going to replicate the same form that he did in 2018, So they're there for the taking, And I mean, being a Moroccan fan, bruh, I'd be there saying our team needs to win this game against a weakened Belgian side.
I think, first game out against Croatia, you are playing runners up. You got your boy Ziyech back in the side. A new manager for the year after the African Cup of Nations. You're feeling it out. It's fine. All I'm saying is that going forward, we expect results from Morocco. Drop a comment. Let us know what you thought about Morocco versus Croatia. Let us know how you feel about Ziyech being back in the team. What are your expectations for Morocco? And do you think they're going to beat Belgium in their next game? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It's all love. This is The Bench, and we're in the World Cup.
Let's go, Morocco.